Hi yogis, my name is Becca and this is Snow, and welcome to the yoga clinic. Today we're going to do a yin practice. So for yin yoga, I love having lots of props around me for extra support. But if you don't have any props around, it's perfectly possible to do this practice without props. Right, Snow? Right? So grab the supports that you have available to you. If you have blocks, a blanket, strap, that can be great. If not, then just grab a mat and something comfortable to wear, and I will meet you back here. We are going to start today's practice with some pranayama in a seated position. So I like to sit in Sukhasana like so. If half lotus or lotus is in your practice, you're welcome to take that, but it's not necessary. You want to make sure that you're comfortable, that your spine can be straight, and that you can find relative ease in the pose. So this balance between effort and ease, where we are alert but not stiff. And then allow your eyes to close down. You might connect the pointer finger and the thumb on the knees. And then right away we'll connect with the breath, feeling the inhale all the way from the bottom of the body to the top. And exhaling from the top of the body down to the bottom. And feel for breathing in all directions around the spine. So first, forward and back. Breath in the front of the body and the back body. And then leaving that, and imagine breathing from the left side and the right side of the body outward. And then back into the midline. Breathing out laterally, out into the ribs. And then back to the middle of the body. As you practice this, maybe a little smile plays on the lips. Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Zen master, used to talk about the smile being a yoga practice. Just by curling up the sides of the mouth, even if you don't feel happy, can be an exercise in letting go and welcoming and saying yes to life and not resisting or fighting against it so much. The smile simply says, I accept this. Saying yes. And lastly, we will play with breathing from bottom to top of the body. So in the inhale, imagine that the hips sink down and the shoulders and the head lift up, creating more length along the spine. And then exhale, returning to your height. Inhale, creating length along the spine. And exhale, releasing, settling. And now dropping that and feeling for that 360-degree breathing. front to back, side to side, and bottom to top. Feeling all motions of breathing at once. And can you blink the eyes open here? Keep the gaze soft, so it's not so much that we are reaching out with the gaze. It's more that we are allowing perception to come in. And then we'll begin to release the breathing practice and return into this time and space. And we'll find our first sort of posture here, which will be tabletop. So hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and it always feels nice in tabletop to call in some cat-cow or extension and flexion of the spine. So in cow pose, we are extending, thinking back bend here. Tailbone moves back, sits bones move back, crown of the head lifts up. You can stretch the front of the neck in cow. And then moving into cat. Finding some free movement here. If you want to shift forward and back or side to side. Just cycling through cat and cow a few times. You can close the eyes so that this becomes an exercise in feeling through the movement. Good. So we'll return to our neutral table and let's thread the needle. So this is not technically a yin posture, but oftentimes in yin classes, non-yin, quote unquote yin postures are thrown in. So what we're doing is we're balancing not only the body, but the energy. So we'll lift the right arm up towards the sky, open the chest off to the right side of the mat, and press the right knee down. And then scoop the right arm underneath the body. Palm faces up, resting the right ear down onto the mat. You might walk left hand forward and away slightly. And what this does is helps you kind of roll deeper into this twist. This is a great way to crack the thoracic spine back into place. You're also squeezing the liver on the right side. The right lung, compressing these organs, these muscles, like we could massage the organs just as if we could massage muscles, which we can. And then let's undo that. Right arm sweeps out from underneath and back up to the sky. And then we might curl the right arm around the low back, just finding a little counter stretch in the arm. And coming back slowly into table. Finding free movement between sides. And then we'll do the other. Left arm reaching up. Shining the heart open towards the left, pressing left knee down. You may notice that you're a little less flexible in the twist on one side than the other. For me, this side is definitely tighter. And then we will thread the needle other side. Left arm reaching under the body, palm face up. Bringing the left ear down and then maybe walking the right hand forward. You can also step the right toes back. Slowly start to undo the steps. So if your left or your right knee is bent, just go ahead and replace it down beside the right knee. You can slide the right hand back underneath you so that you can drag the left arm out from under all the way back around into your twist. And then maybe curling left arm around low back, reaching for the right hip point, and dropping the right ear down towards the right shoulder. And coming back into table. Again, free movement in table. And when you're ready, we will tuck the toes under. Feel for all 10 toes tucking under. And then gradually sitting back towards the heels. And then sitting upright on the heels. So we're coming into toe stand or toe squat. I guess this is toe squat. This is, as you, I'm sure, have figured out, really good stretch for the fascia on the bottoms of the feet. So the arches of the feet, if they get tight, the toes, it's a really nice way to stretch out the bottom of the feet. Now for some of us, when this becomes very intense, or if it's very intense already, we tend to compensate by arching the back forward. And what this is doing is taking some of the weight out of the heels. So it de-intensifies the pressure. But this is also placing a lot of strain on the low back to come into this banana back shape. So I encourage you to try to stay integrated in the low belly, meaning the low belly is drawing in, the tailbone's moving down. Rib cage, front of the rib cage pulls down. Shoulders are open and the head is back slightly. And then if this is too intense, just take breaks. Come forward onto the hands. You can also sit on blocks or a blanket that will kind of elevate you from below, which again will take pressure off of the feet without putting extra strain in your lower back. Hands can rest in the lap. We'll try to still the gaze here and return to even breath. Inhales and exhales are smooth and even. And let's count 3 more in and out breath cycles. Come out of this, hands come forward. Slowly, very slowly, release your toes from jail. Ooh, coming gently onto the tops of the feet, just letting the toes extend here. Good work. So from here, we're going to come into a squat at the top of the mat. So we'll step the right foot outside of the right hand and then left foot outside of the left hand and coming to sit down in between the heels. If you have props, you can sit on them, and this will make this a little bit more accessible for tight ankles, tight hips, tight knees. Hands come to prayer at your heart, or you can extend them forward. Sometimes it's nice to extend them forward and then walk them wide. So you're using the strength of your triceps, or the pressure of your triceps on the inner thighs, to press the legs open. And you can drop the head down if that feels nice to you. That's a nice way to release the traps. We'll be here for about a minute. Hands come down. Slowly lift the hips. Straighten the knees and turn the toes into parallel. We're going to fold. In Yin, this is called dangle. The feet can be hip width distance. They can be closer together if you prefer, or wider apart. For me, I'm going to bend my knees here and let my head be heavy and let my back round. You might enjoy grabbing opposite elbows and just swaying from side to side. Again, another minute here. We're about 20 seconds in. Look forward, take the hands down. You can bend the knees. Walk the toes wide, and we'll come back into Malasana. Coming back into this place of stillness. So all things in life are constantly changing. All things, without exception. Nothing stays the same. You might not be able to perceive that change, like with a rock, for example, but it is over a great enough period of time. But within all of us, and underneath all of this, is this pure awareness that is always still. Underneath all of the fluctuation, there's this stillness, this infinite presence. And we can glimpse it if we can slow down enough. If we can de-identify with our thinking and with our feeling, noticing that these thinking and feeling processes are all part of this greater awareness. They exist within this field of stillness that pervades everything. And things get agitated within the stillness, but stillness itself is calm, timeless, changeless. We'll find our forward fold once again, yogis. Hands come forward, lift the hips, and straighten the legs. So in Yin Yoga, the idea is that we find stillness with our bodies and with our minds. And the posture, we hold them, and the body might move naturally deeper into the pose, or it might express pain, in which case we would want to come out. But otherwise, we really stay still. Allowing things to be just as they are. Last few moments here. Then we'll look forward. Bend the knees. This time we're going to come to sit. You can take the hands behind you, kind of catch yourself. And then we'll lie. Shavasana. First Shavasana of class. Letting the bones settle down onto the earth. Begin to deepen the breath. And invite movement back into the body, starting to stretch and roll. And when you're ready, you will find your way at some point onto the right side and pause there. Find your way back up to seated. So we will take half dragonfly each side. We'll start with the right leg in, left leg extended. I'm shifted sideways on the mat. This is just going to allow my legs to stay on the mat, so on the padding. And then for me, I'm going to shift my body so that I'm actually folding towards the left leg. For some of us, it might feel nicer to fold down the middle. This is going to be more about your adductors in your inner thigh. Whereas twisting to face the extended leg is I'm going to incorporate a bit of a twist, and then it's more about the back of the left leg than the inner thigh. Don't worry in poses like this too much about whether you're folding forward or whether you're twisting over the extended leg. Oftentimes in yin, we're doing a combination of all those movements. There might be some side bend in some part of your spine and then more of a forward fold in another part of the spine and a twist in between, and that's okay, as long as it feels okay. This practice, a yin practice, is less about strict alignment and much more organic and free. Allowing yourself to feel what the body needs, and that can dictate where you go. Last breath cycle. And then slowly drawing your way back up. Little counter twist off to the other side, both hands outside right leg. And then we will switch. Left heel comes in, right leg extends. And then finding your variation, expression of half dragonfly. And at this point, the mind may have wandered, which is a perfectly natural thing for the mind to do. And it will continue to wander. So instead of getting caught up in the storyline there, can you just allow the mind to wander and not make it a big deal? Not allow it to consume your attention entirely. Just to exist there in the background of this greater awareness. The sensation of stretch occurring in the greater awareness. We will count 3 more slow cycles of breath here. And then slowly rising up. Coming out of the pose. And we will take our rest on our belly this time. So coming onto the belly, crossing forearms on top of one another, resting the forehead on top, and then take the feet up in the air and the knees really wide so that the feet can come together in the middle. You can take little windshield wipers side to side, circling the legs. and let them come down. Taking the right knee out to the right hand side with the inner thigh on the earth and the knee angle at 90. Extend the left leg long. Begin to change. We'll come into Sphinx pose here. Elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel. Allow the pubic bone to be long behind you or underneath you. And let the chest come through the gate of the arms. And you can drop the head here, or you can keep the chin lifted, whatever feels nice for you. You can also play with the position of the elbows if you want to walk them slightly forward. So finding a simple back bend here. And we'll make our way back down onto the belly. Forehead rests on the hands or the forearms. This time we'll take the left knee out to the left. Left inner thigh is down and the angle of the knee is a right angle. Forehead comes down, left leg extends. And our next posture is called broken branch. We'll start with the left arm. So the left arm is going to extend directly out to the left. And then we're going to turn the face to the right and take the right hand under the right shoulder. And then from here, pressing into the right hand to put weight on the attachment in the shoulder. So basically where your upper arm bone attaches to your chest. You can roll all the way onto the left side. You can intensify this by bending the left elbow. I would recommend coming all the way back down onto the belly before doing that, and then you can deepen the stretch from there. So we're not looking for the most intense sensation of stretch that you can achieve. If you feel stretching happening, that is good enough. We hold these poses for a while, so we want to make sure that we're not applying too much force too soon and then staying with it out of stubbornness. That's how we get injured. Rather, allowing the body to open itself up to us as it's ready, which can also be a metaphor for life, that this desire to control the outcome of things, the pacing of things, it's really not possible. So the happiest people allow life to unfold, because in the end it's going to, no matter what. To deepen the pose, if you feel like you're no longer experiencing sensation, you can deepen and you'll kind of roll more onto the back of the body. So the top leg can step behind the bottom leg, maybe knee points in the air. Count your last breath cycle, no rush. Reverse the steps slowly. Coming on to the left side, and then onto the belly. Extending the left arm down by the left side, palm faces up. Just resting here for a moment. We'll find the other side. Right arm out right. If you know that you're very flexible in this arm, you may bend the elbow right away. Left hand under the left shoulder, and then rolling onto the left or the right side to start. Option to deepen for the last 30 seconds. And let's unwind. Going back onto the belly. Right arm down by the right side. We'll rest here for just a few moments. And when you're ready, we will press ourselves up, coming to sit. And we'll end today's class in seated meditation. You are welcome to also lie down for this. Hands rest on the knees, either palms up or down. Close your eyes wherever you are. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold at the top and take another sip in through the mouth. Hold. Hold. Focus on the third eye center. Keep your focus there and release the breath out of the mouth. Close the lips. Let the breathing return to what is natural. And resting, abiding in the comfort of the third eye center. Space in the middle of the head. Can you relax slightly around this space? And then let the awareness expand from there to fill the whole head, the neck, shoulders, chest, the upper arms, the lower arms, the hands, and all the fingers. The heart, the ribs, the lungs, the back, the low belly, and the hips. And the pelvic floor. And the upper legs, and the lower legs, and the ankles, and the feet, and all of the toes. So that the whole body is filled with awareness. And sensing the edges of the body, is it more like an edge or more like space? Allowing yourself to melt and to become one with the space around you. Expanding the awareness out in all directions. My friends, please stay here in this space. When you're ready to come out, just simply drawing the awareness back in. way back to the third eye center. And letting it rest there. But knowing that you are so much more than that. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. If you liked this class, feel free to check out my other Yin classes on this channel. And I would be honored if you would subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you next time.